Hello everyone, this is Vicious, and welcome back to more Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time. So, let's say we wrap up this fire temple, shall we? So we're going to drop a bomb down on that switch, remove the firewall, and climb up this grate. I almost said crime again. Wow. So, this room coming up here is going to be the room that has the item up for the dungeon. Now, this room coming up is a bit tricky. I'm not going to lie, I did have a few issues with it. Normally, I don't have too many issues, but for some reason, the GameCube controller I was using is a little too stiff, as I mentioned before, and it just doesn't work correctly when doing, fast camera switches. So your goal is to run up that little walkway there and get there before the time runs out. I get a little nervous here sometimes because, I don't know, there's a giant gaping hole next to me. If I fall down there, I have to make my way all the way back up here, which is not going to be fun. So I want to avoid that as much as possible. So yeah, it does take me a few tries to get this. Now the only reason I haven't edited this part out is because it's not really time consuming. There's not a lot of time missing here. It's just me screwing up a few times. And you can see more of the room because when people come in here, they really don't explore the room. They just kind of come in, grab the item, and then leave. Because this room sucks. This is possibly my least favorite room out of this entire dungeon. And this is like the only negative thing about this dungeon I have to say is this room right here. Just because it's really annoying and you have to be really precise with the movements. Because one little slip up and you're off. Now thankfully this run I actually do get the Megaton Hammer. Just gonna ignore those fire pieces for now because they suck. And if I get hit, I'm gonna fly off and then have to climb all the way back up here. Anyway, open up your chest and claim your prize, the Megaton Hammer. This is the legendary hammer that the Gorons used against Volvolgia. And we're going to use it against them as well, so fun times to be had. Let's just get rid of those guys. God, I hate Keeses. They just get in your way. So I'm going to take the other path here, not going down that way again, because I don't want to die. Well, not really die, just fall off and have to climb back up here again. I don't want to do that, because there is something we actually have to hit with the Megaton Hammer. Now remember that weird block thing that we saw when we entered the room? Well, we're going back, and we're going to use the Megaton Hammer on it. Oh, joy, the Megaton Hammer. Also, for some reason, I'm trying to wail on it with the Megaton Hammer. You can hit Keeses with the Megaton Hammer. You have to be kind of quick about it. I do get kind of cocky with it sometimes as well, so sorry about that. So we're going to use it right here, drop this platform, and boom! We're in another room. Now, these blocks here can only be removed with the Megaton Hammer itself. So, swing at them and get rid of them. Now, as you recall, in the entrance of the dungeon, there was some stones like that blocking a pathway. Well, since we have the Megaton Hammer, we can finally remove those, but we're not going to go there just yet. Actually, we got this room to take care of. So what about your Megaton Hammer? Well, first, take care of these fire Keeses, because they just get in the way. I hate fire Keeses. I just really do. Just want to point out again how easy it is to aim at stuff in the 3DS versions of any of the N64 Legend of Zelda games. Yeah. So anyway, use your Megaton Hammer there to hit that little switch. That would create a platform. Now, you got two crates here. Don't break them. If you break them, come back and try it again. Because you actually have to bring the crate down here to put on the switch. Because just like Lord Jabu's belly, we had to hold that switch down with a crate. So we have another room with another little weird switch here. Not really a switch, like a platform, really. Use your Megaton Hammer and smack out of the way. That will, of course, clear up that little gaping hole there. Now, be careful when standing on this platform. If you stand here too long, you can fall off and go all the way down. Thankfully, I kind of missed it. So, go me. And then come up this way. Also, that platform we just hit down there, that's the pathway we need to lead into the boss room. Also, Navi here will tell us that the switch is rusted, but thankfully, we have our trusty new Megaton Hammer to get rid of that rusted switch. Goodbye. So, remember this room? Yeah, we're finally going to use our Ocarina here. Now, I believe this is a part where I just kind of, goof around and figure out the pattern for the Song of Time instead of checking over and over again. Like I said, in the 3DS version, it's, super easy to remember the Song of Time. But in this one, it's gotta push all these buttons. I think in the, 3DS version, it's YLR, YLR, or RLY. Something like that. But it's really easy to remember. So anyway, after taking care of that and moving the block down, what about your Megaton Hammer? Bust open that rusted switch. And we finally rescue that Goron down there. Also, the camera angle is beautiful. Love N64 camera angles. I have no hate against the N64, guys. I love the N64. No matter what anybody says about the graphics or the camera, it's still a fantastic console, and I highly recommend it to anybody. So if you're out there looking around for older consoles, pick up an N64. And if you don't have the money for all these like really expensive games out there, flash card work wonders. That's what I do sometimes. I have a flash card for my N64. Allows me to play some of the more rare and harder to get games, and sometimes even Japanese games and ROM hacks. So I would love to show off the one ROM hack I got for GoldenEye. It's called GoldenEye X. It's really cool. Maybe one day I'll show it off, or maybe if I can get some friends together, we'll sit down and play some GoldenEye X for you guys. So anyway, we're gonna hop all the way down here, and we take absolutely no damage. It's lovely. So yeah, that's our platform to the boss room, but of course we don't have the boss key yet. So it's time to make our way all the way back to the entrance there and take care of those blocks that are blocking our way. Now, of course, you can come down this way. I think I come back there, yeah. That other doorway is just the, it's just a loop around, so you're not really missing much. So make sure you have a silver key, or small key in this case, when entering this area, because you'll need it to unlock that door. So yeah, more fire pieces and more fire slugs. Fun time to be had. Also, what's really cool about these fire slugs and Megaton Hammer, you can use your Megaton Hammer just to flip them over. So yeah, use your Megaton Hammer, and also you can wail on them too. Now, not often you see people use that side swipe with the Megaton Hammer. It's useful for some things, not for everything. So yeah, you don't have to use your Megaton Hammer to get rid of the fire slugs, but I just do it just because I can. So anyway, open up that doorway after you kill all the enemies in the room. And this will lead us to another room filled with tiles that will attack us. If you want to hurry up this room, actually walk up to the tiles and they will just break instantly. Just make sure you hold your shield out. Just like that. So you just walk up and just like take care of them. Like, yeah, screw it. Also take care of that like over here because he's dumb. And I hate likes. After taking care of that, there is a gold skulltula to grab. And some cash. Even though we're kind of maxed out on cash right now. Now, surprisingly, money in this game is not really needed as much as, say, like Majora's Mask. In Majora's Mask, you really need it. Anyway, we get the Fire Dancer again. Nice to see you again, buddy. Use your trusty bombs. Now, I tried to be tricky and use the Megaton Hammer on this guy because I think it's going to do more damage, but surprisingly enough, it doesn't do a lot of damage to this guy. Just because you're not getting as many swings as you are with the Master Sword. So, when fighting this guy, just use your Master Sword. Unless you have the Goron Sword already, and then just use that and dispose of this guy super quick. I'm trying to be fancy and use the awesome Megaton Hammer. Yeah, you can tell there I only got about 2 to 3 hits on him. Also, watch out where he pops out because he likes to jump on your face. Yeah, I'm just gonna whip out the Master Sword here and just wail on him that way. Actually, no, I'm trying the Megaton Hammer again. I keep forgetting I'm trying to kill this guy with the Megaton Hammer. There's not many opportunities to use it, I'm sorry. Like, right after the Fire Temple, there's maybe like a few other areas you can really use the Megaton Hammer. Other than that, it really has no purpose. Also, to throw a bomb in his face. Yeah, once again, I'm going in with the Megaton Hammer. I'm going in deep. Sounds so wrong, but yeah, I'm going in deep with the Megaton Hammer. It's gonna be really painful, too. Ugh. Fun day is not to be had. I don't know why I'm trying to kill this guy with the Megaton Hammer. I have no idea what came over me in this part. I'm like, you know, Megaton Hammer. Yeah, we can kill this guy a lot quicker with the Master Sword. That's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm just like, you know, screw it. Killing it with the Master Sword. I got a sword, I'm gonna use it. I got a sword. I got a sword. Stab it. Poke it, poke it. Yeah, we're almost done here. So just circle around the room and smack him in the face. And he'll explode. Hey, try not to stay too close to him. Also, for killing that guy, the door opens up and a treasure chest appears, which is going to contain another small key. Open that up. I love how Link just kicks him. Actually, no, my bad. It's just bombs. I thought it was a key in there. Usually with small chests, there are usually keys, but then again, we have no purpose for a key anymore. Because now we have the boss key. Let's talk to this Goron here. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I just kind of skip over his text by accident. He doesn't really say anything important. I think he just tells you how to, like, hurt the boss. In this case, I already know how to. Just use your trusty new item that you got, the Megaton Hammer, and wail in the face. Now, I'm not going to lie here, I do die against Volgia. Just because he does a lot of damage. I don't have a lot of hearts. Basically, if he hits you, there's about like 2 to 3 hearts of damage. So he can wreck you really quick. I do take up a backup fairy, just in case. Because, like I said, I do die. So that was actually a pretty good call on my part. Because if I died, I would have to come all the way through here again. And then, yeah, no fun to be had there. So I'm going to hop over here and grab a fairy and some extra items just in case. We're going to need our hook shot to get across here, though. Oh, I cannot wait to get the long shot. Long shot is so useful. Who needs a hook shot when you get a long shot, my friends? Who needs a long shot when you get claw shots? Claw shots are kind of cool, not gonna lie. You know, there's always like some really cool items in the Legend of Zelda games that don't get much use. And that kind of sucks. Like, for instance, Twilight Princess's spinning top. It's so cool. It's a really cool item and a really cool concept. Too bad it's only useful for like one dungeon. And even then, it's just like for one boss. It's kind of disappointing. Thankfully, though, in Hyrule Warriors, you can just beat the crap out of people with a spinning top, and it's wonderful. If you have no idea how to get the spinning top in Hyrule Warriors, you need a Link amiibo, or a Toon Link amiibo. And they will unlock the spinning top for you. Anyways, boss time. Say hello to Volgia, everybody. Well, first off, a room full of lava pits. But yes, here he is, Volgia. This is the dragon that Ganondorf released to eat Gorons. Now, interesting little tidbit here about Volgia. There are R-Wings in this game that basically were used to help control Volgia. Not really control him, but kind of show his movements. So if you have a Game Shark with the N64 version, or maybe you have like a cheating device with the Virtual Console or GameCube version, you can actually unlock the R-Wing and fight it. It's really interesting. A lot of people thought it was a part of the Zelda expansion, but it was just there to help with Volgia. So yeah, swing at Volgia with your hammer, and then you can hit smack with your sword, or use the Megaton Hammer again. It's up to you. Like I said, I try my best not to get hit by him, but there are times where I do get hit, and like I said, I do die. So sorry about that, guys. I feel kind of disappointed with that fight, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, my advice for you when fighting Volgia: just run around in circles with him. Yeah, he can't touch you. Yeah, you kind of suck. Come on, Volgia. And he's gonna go back down in his hole again. When he goes back down in his hole, when he doesn't have rocks around him, you can actually run over and smack him again. It's really hard to do it unless you know exactly where he's going. Also, if you jump slashes, because I can. But yeah, there's the second phase, or the second attack he does, is a rock attack. Basically, he'll fly around above you, and he'll drop rocks on your head. These rocks hurt. Stay far away from them. I do get hit, and I try to be really cocky a little bit later on, and I get killed for it. Yeah, but just try to move around. When he's going down again, back into lava pits, rocks will form around him. Stay away. Unless you feel really ballsy, stay away from him, because those rocks will wreck you. Anyway, another smack with the Megaton Hammer. The jump slash. Too bad I can only get about one jump slash on him. I do want to go back and see how fast I can kill this guy with the Goron sword, because in the 3DS version, you can go back and actually fight bosses again, which is really cool. It was the concept that was used in Majora's Mask. Once you beat a dungeon, you can actually go back, because they have a portal there that will warp you to the boss of the dungeon, and you can fight it all over again, because there are certain points where you actually have to refight the boss to activate like certain events, or to have like certain areas open up to you. I love Majora's Mask. I can't wait to LP that game myself, actually. I'm probably going to do the N64 version, because I don't have the money for a capture device for a 3DS. If I ever do get the money for a capture device for the 3DS, I'll definitely go back and maybe do something with those. Hopefully. Fingers crossed on that. Anyway, we're just going to wait for Volgia to drop more rocks on our heads because he can. Yeah, but the R-Wing thing is pretty interesting. I love the whole fact that people spent time digging around the code and the game and everything to find out like there was an R-Wing in there. Like, oh look, here's an R-Wing. Use the right cheats and guess what? It appears. There's a lot of cool stuff like that. Also, I messed this up and this is where I die. Because I try to get close to him and I had no idea. His little like fire tether there is wreck you. So thankfully for that little fairy we have, he comes in and rescues us, and we can finally finish this fight off. Actually, there's one more run around he does because I missed it. Basically, if I ever got the hit on him, that was the final hit. But of course, I screw it up. Go me. So yeah, we just have to wait a little bit longer for him to circle the room and try to breathe fire on us because, well, that's what dragons do. I have to say, though, this is probably one of the coolest bosses in the game. Just the way that it moves around and it flies, and it's just really cool. I always thought it was like one of the coolest bosses in the game. Of course, my favorite boss is going to be Bongo Bongo, but we need to see Bongo Bongo until later. Anyway, one more jump slash, and there goes down Volgia. Goodbye! Also, for beating Volgia, he kind of flies out and explodes. Yeah, so just remember this, the Gorons had to seal him away and they couldn't beat him. We came in and just wrecked his face and killed him. And, yep, bones everywhere. And there's his head. And his head will turn into another heart container for us. Woo! And now it's time to leave the temple and meet up with the Sage of Fire. Want to take a wild guess who it is? Yeah. No surprise here, everybody. But, after beating Volgia and lifting the curse on Death Mountain, first off, earthquakes, lava everywhere, and then we finally clear up the sky in Kakariko Village and Death Mountain. It's all sunny and blue again. Anyway, time to warp back to the Chamber of Sages and meet up with the Sage of Fire. Who are you, sir? Oh, look! Could it be? Yes, it is. It's Darunia, our sworn brother. Want to take a wild guess who's going to be the other sages? They might be people we already know. Yeah. So Darunia here talks about how, he found out he turned out to be the Sage of Fire. And he's going to do everything in his power to help you. Really want to know what happened to Darunia in that fight against Volgia. But anyway, for our trouble for beating the Fire Temple, we get the Fire Medallion. So there we go. That's another medallion added to the checklist there. Or whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. Also, I just love the way the medallions look. I would love to have, like the perler version of a medallion. That'd be so awesome. I gotta figure out how to make perlers one day and do the medallions and the other things from Legend of Zelda. So anyway, after beating the Fire Temple, we get warped back to Death Mountain Crater. And since we have the Megaton Hammer, there are a few rocks we can get rid of. So we're gonna go over here and get rid of these rocks. Now, before you leave here, there is a great fairy to get. And we're gonna get it in the next episode. Just going to clear out the pathway and show you everything that you can do here after you beat the Fire Temple and obtain the Megaton Hammer. Now, of course, you can, once you get the Megaton Hammer, you can come out here already and just do this stuff, but I'm doing it now. Anyway, there's some business scrubs down here. So if you want to talk to those guys, you can. If you need any bombs, arrows, anything like that, you can pick it up there. Would have been really, really useful for, earlier when I was losing my Deku shield, but whatever. So come up this way and break these rocks, and that will contain the Great Fairy. So we're going to wrap up here, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Have a great day.